Well, thank you so much for joining us on this information presentation. We're here to share with you some fabulous products that we believe you should definitely try. We're going to introduce you to a company, in fact, two companies on this presentation. And we would probably recommend that you do get back to the person that shared this information with you, the person that invited you or sent you this link. Get back to them once this is finished. Probably do it within 5 minutes of this ending, and get all your valid questions answered. And of course, we would hope that you would enjoy what you've seen and come on board with us. That would be the idea behind the presentation. I would just like to say that I do not work for this company at all, or any of these companies. I'm totally independent. The slides I've created, the information I've gathered is just on due diligence and a lot of research on these products and on this company over this last 3 or 4 months. I'm sharing it with you just for educational purposes, to give you an understanding behind the project. I'm not giving any legal advice or accountancy advice or tax investment advice, none of that kind of thing. I'm not a CPA, I'm not an accountant, and it would be very prudent if you're going to make any business decision or financial decisions to contact somebody, a professional in that regard. So that's that out of the way. So let's get our presentation started. Well, very often when you want to strike up a conversation with someone, I tend to use a very soft route towards that conversation. And after you've done your pleasantries, I might say to them like, listen, do you have a smartphone? And why I ask that question is simply because I feel I'm going to get a yes. I feel the first thing I'm going to say is, yes, I do. Yeah, okay. I said, well, does your smartphone like mine cost money every month? He said, of course it does. Yes, I have a call plan. I have a, I actually pay off the device over 16 months. Yeah, it costs me money all the time. I said, okay. Did you know like there's an application that you can download to your device, and it allows your phone to show you how you make money almost every second of every day. It's really, really incredible. Now, if I were to tell you the name of the application, I'm not suggesting you download it now, but it is available for free on the Apple iStore, and it's also available on Google Play. It's called Xnode. The only thing is to get it to show you the money, you need to attach what we call a license to this application, and in doing so, it's incredible. It's very, very enjoyable. You'll look at your phone more often. You'll watch the daily rewards hit your phone. So if we look on the right hand side, you'll see where the current cycle is spinning round in circles there. And I also want you to notice where my mouse is, that this goes on every second of every day, 24 hours a day, for 10 years plus. Okay, so if you attach a license to this device and through this application, you can watch the money grow on your phone. It's incredible. You can see on this device there's over $4,000 already accumulated. And for those of you that prefer the PC or the Mac to use it, in fact, we have a dashboard on a web platform that you can see here on the left-hand side. It would look like this. And again, you can accumulate these daily rewards through your PC or your Mac. So really, really cool. You can see the numbers going up there. If you'd like that to happen for the next 10 years, you're probably going to have to get back to the person that invited you here, download the free app, and of course, then attach that license, and off you go and start getting these daily rewards. It's as cool as that. It's really, really brilliant. We've now 3 members in our household have downloaded it. They're using it as well. The license is going to cost a little bit of money, but don't worry about that. It's the potential rewards that you'll be looking at sometime in the future could be very, very interesting. I also want you to note where the yellow arrow is there, there's a withdraw button. And as soon as you hit the minimum threshold, I believe it's about $250, you can actually turn these rewards into cryptocurrency, if you're familiar with that. Initially, we swap it to a token called the D.E.B.T token, and from there, then you can move it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, which is the digital dollar, I would say, and ultimately back into fiat currency, which you're probably more familiar with, that you would use in the shops. So that would be your pound sterling, your euro, your dollar. You can actually do that as well. So these daily rewards are convertible, and that's down to your discretion. You can convert them at a point in time when you feel it's appropriate. Now, coming up very, very soon, we're going to make it even easier, because there will be the possibility where you can get yourself a MasterCard attached to this whole ecosystem. So you would have the app, you would have the license, and then the potential then is that you can actually convert either inside the app or through the MasterCard protocol, and you can start using these rewards in the shops and online. It's really, really cool. So they're piloting that at the moment, and very, very soon our users will be able to, I believe, integrate that to the whole system. So that becomes a really, really good thing. Now, for those of you that maybe couldn't afford what we would call the buying of a perpetual license, there is another opportunity to rent them, and that allows you to dip your toe in the water. You can rent them for a very short period of time. Up to 60 days is available. They're not always available on rental, but when they are, that allows customers to come in and try, enjoy it, understand it. And then, of course, the goal would be to, at some point, upgrade and buy or get yourself what we call a perpetual license. So then the question would come, okay, you've got a device on your phone. It's showing you how to, the app's showing you how to make all this money. That's great. How do I get it? Or how is this possible? Is probably the next question you're going to get. And then I would say, well, okay, I would need to introduce you then to the two companies that combined can offer this service to us. So the first company is we fondly know it as the D.E.B.T company. But the good news, ladies and gentlemen, is it's good debt. It's really, really good debt. And D.E.B.T is an abbreviation for decentralized, eco-friendly blockchain technology. The other company we'll look at a little bit later is the IX company. The I stands for you or the individual, and the X stands for multiply. So we're going to show you how to multiply your knowledge, multiply your tokens, multiply your net worth, multiply your skills, multiply, there's a variety of products available through IX. But the one we'll feature on this presentation will be their X Node product, which is really, really cool. Now, when we look at the D.E.B.T company, or Digital Licensing Inc., these guys are incredible. They are, I suppose, essentially what's known as a technology company, but they do have expertise and experience and a good track record in both what's known as traditional mining and this new technology, which is around about 10 or 12 years now, is the blockchain technology. And if we look at the picture on the left-hand side, we can see one of the owners of the D.E.B.T company on the left, and we've got our brand ambassador, Travis, on the right there. And there are videos that you will be getting access to that will introduce you to this project and how the workings go and how the whole thing comes together. But this, you can see behind them, would be a typical oil well where they're drilling there for oil. And what's happening is these guys are taking the commodity like oil and converting it to this new digital age of blockchain mining. And don't let that frighten you guys, because I'm guessing most of you on the call have already at one point used this blockchain technology, and in the future you'll be using it a whole lot more. You'll be using it to book your dental appointments. The ladies will be using it to book an appointment with their hairdresser. You'll be using it to convey property, real estate. When you're they'll be using the blockchain to blockchain is it's a ledger. It's a digital ledger that's brilliant for people like you and I. It's brilliant for all parties because it's very transparent. It locks in the data and it can't be changed or manipulated. And for booking in appointments or for doing land registry and title on deeds, it can be all digitally linked on this blockchain technology. It's really, really cool. But what D.E.B.T are doing is they're taking the commodities such as natural gas, oil, gold, silver, and a variety of commodities. And what they're doing is they're converting this to this new digital age of blockchain. And it's in doing so, it presents an opportunity for people like the person who invited you to this call. And of course, for you and me, also, there's great opportunities here. Now, they use advanced technology. It's It's actually satellite technology. And by using this technology alongside their geologists, their map readers, the whole team in D.E.B.T, they can precision map very valuable finds in oil and these variety of commodities. The technology can identify essentially anything on the periodical table, minerals, commodities, those kind of things. But what it happens is it makes it eco-friendly, it makes it more profitable, it improves what we call the yield from these projects. And this is beneficial for the exploration companies, the mining companies, even the landowners. Everybody wins. It's a win-win situation. And for using the technology, D.E.B.T can command royalties somewhere in the region of 3.5% all the way up to 20%, depending on the site. Let me just show you a couple of sites that they've had success on already. They were in Nebraska. The technology identified an additional 50 million barrels of oil. And in doing so, this site, they were able to command a 20% yield, okay? Let me put it another way. Imagine there was an oil company taking, let's say, 3,000 barrels of oil from the well every day. Let's say that was the yield. They were doing 3,000 barrels a day. And this technology was able to go and find a belly of oil over here with, with 8,000 barrels of production in a day. Well, that becomes more beneficial for all parties, for the mining companies, the land companies, the extraction companies, for all parties. Improving a yield is really beneficial. But what D.E.B.T do is they negotiate a royalty for the difference, for that improvement. So they wouldn't get paid on all the 8,000 barrels that it identified because it was already producing 3. They might just get paid on the difference on those 5,000 barrels. And that can be very, very rewarding. Of course it is. We know that industry is incredible. In Nevada, they were able to identify an additional 400 million of oil. Here, they were only able to negotiate 3.5%. And the reason for that is quite simple. This site was already up and operating for over 15 years. The 18-wheelers were already on site, pulling the oil off, and taking it off to the refineries. There already was a discovery made, but the technology was able to pinpoint a better location on the site to actually get a better yield. And it couldn't have been done without this technology. So that's what they're doing. They're taking commodities, they're benefiting all parties, and of course they get a reward, and that reward can be shared with ourselves. So they have on the bottom left-hand corner here, you see BGLD. That's the ticker tape that we use for the oil project. It's an abbreviation for black gold, BGLD. Black gold is fondly known as the oil under the ground. NatG would be the natural gas project. Grow is actually an agricultural product. So they do things like soya beans, cocoa, wheat, barley, crops and things like that. That's also known as a commodity. Sugar would be a commodity. So they can actually do stuff below the ground and above the ground, essentially, and they tokenize the commodity as well. Over here on the right-hand side, we're looking at DLG, stands for direct link gold. So they found many, many deposits of gold. Aluminum, or aluminium, as we would say in this side of the world, is a derivative from bauxite mines. So they discovered many of these projects and they tokenize them on the blockchain. Now, each of the projects are interlinked in the ecosystem to this token in the middle, the big one in the middle called the D.E.B.T token itself. And what they do is they pair the project left and right to this one in the center, to the D.E.B.T token. Now, what does that mean? Well, how I describe it to people would be, if you were from America and you were heading to Europe and you wanted to change your dollars to euro, you would go to the bank or you would go to the airport, to the bureau to change. You said, I'd like to change $500 into euro, please. I'm heading out there for a couple of weeks vacation. And they would do an exchange, but where did they get the rate? They pair the euro to the dollar. They pair the dollar to the Japanese yen. They pair the British pound to the dollar in all of these what's called foreign exchange transactions. But on the blockchain with digital currencies, the same kind of thing happens. So if you were accumulating Grow tokens or aluminum tokens and you wanted to cash out, yeah, in the first instance, you cash out into the D.E.B.T token. That's all that means. So these projects are paired with the D.E.B.T token, and it's quite an interesting token. It's known as the utility token. It's for the gas, or the way out of this is get into debt. And it sounds a crazy phraseology, but getting into debt is incredible, because there's good debt, ladies and gentlemen. There's also bad debt. Bad debt would be taking out a credit card and paying a percentage on that every month that it's bad debt. It's not making you money, it's costing you money. Even your own home can be considered bad debt, because your home essentially doesn't produce money for you in the residential sense of the word. But real estate that would produce money, like rental property or commercial property, that would be good debt. Buying a car for luxury, unless it's a classic car that can go up in value, would also be bad debt, because a car would cost you money and overheads. So that would be bad debt. Whereas buying a commercial van or a lorry is good debt, because it's needed, or it's producing you money, or used to produce money in your business. You can advertise on the side of it. You can carry your tools, so that would be good debt, I would suggest. The debt we're referring to is something totally different. You're getting into the debt token. And certainly if you had got in just last month in December, 16th of December, we can see the price of this debt token was $10 back then, just before the holiday period. And I took this screenshot, I believe, at the beginning of the year, the 3rd of, let's take a better look at that actually, on the 3rd of January. And it was quite remarkable to think that just a couple of weeks earlier, it was $10, and it had jumped all the way up to 20. And I believe it's gone on past that even now. So there is potential for these tokens to rise. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, I will say that past performance is not indicative of future results. You've got to bear that in mind. But, it goes kind of up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down in an upward trajectory. And then you are in control of the tokens. It's not the company, it's not me, it's not your introducer. It's up to you to press the withdraw button. So, you can press it here when it's high, or you can press it here when it's a little bit lower. You can press it here when it's high, or you can cash out when it's a little bit lower. You can press, so you are in control of the funds essentially. And it's really good. So my advice would be wait till it goes up. And of course, if you need the tokens, of course, withdraw them. So that's entirely up to you. One of our projects has done it remarkably well. It did over 50,000% in a 12-month period. We would love that the new projects are going to follow that trajectory. And again, that remains to be seen, but it's certainly a most interesting project. And the good thing, ladies and gentlemen, is you don't really have to understand it. I often say, when you walk into the room and you hit the light switch on the wall, do you really understand just what happened? I mean, how on earth did the light come out of those little things in the ceiling? What happened? You pressed a switch on the wall, and magically this thing, how did it get there? How did the light get to the ceiling? What had the switch got to do with that? Where does it come from? Electricity, it's incredible. The microwave, you might use it. It's probably not a good thing to use, but people are using microwaves for convenience. And you put the food in, you turn the dial, and it goes ding, and the food's hot. But what happened in there? How did it work? I don't know. You jump in the car and you go from A to B, but really, what happened? How did the gas get into the engine, and what happened inside that when this went up and that went down? And it's strange technology. You don't have to understand it to use it, and that's the good thing here. You don't. You download the free app, you attach a license, and you just watch on your device, on your phone, the tokens grow. And then you decide when to withdraw. That's the simplicity of it in 1 minute. We're now just delving into to look at behind the whole thing, just to give you an indication of what's going on. The debt token itself is listed on several exchanges. You can see them there on the slide. The most popular I've noticed happens to be the top one there, the Pancake Swap. I'm guessing it's because Pancake Swap is it's not decentralized. It is decentralized. Yeah, on Pancake Swap, you don't need to get verified. You don't have to upload documents and passports. It's a decentralized exchange. Some of the other exchanges are centralized, where you need to open an account and do your know your client information to get approved. But on the Pancake Swap, It's pretty cool. I think that's why a lot of volume's been on it. And very soon the news is that it's making strides towards being listed on the biggest exchange that we know of in this part of the world, and that's the Binance exchange. And I'm assuming that when the Binance community, millions of customers there, hear about a token that just did something like that recently, I mean, that's what everybody wants. You know, they want to get into Bitcoin when it's 10 cents and they want to jump out at $60,000. That's what they want to do. So where's your next Bitcoin? Well, what we've seen here is this token actually did double in value in a 2-week period. In 2 weeks, you know, not years. It's incredible. So there's massive potential here. And again, of course, past performance is not indicative of what might happen in the future. But all of these things combined make this a very interesting project. So if you'd like to share these royalties by acquiring a node, you can either buy or rent one of them. I've told you that. I'll tell you the prices in a minute. Then I'd get back to the person that shared this information with you. Now, some of the projects have already sold out. They're actually selling out fast. No wonder. Not a bit of wonder. And also the prices of the nodes are going up continually. So had you been on this call just a couple of days ago, you would have got them at a much better price than you're going to get them today, because not only can the tokens potentially go up, but most certainly these nodes or these licenses will go up in value. Not so long ago, all of us in the call, we probably could have afforded to buy what's known as an Ethereum node for the Ethereum blockchain. But today, many of us would fail to meet the cost or price of acquiring an Ethereum node. Somebody quoted me $250,000 for one that you might have got for very little a few years ago. And that's because on the Ethereum network, it's a proven technology, it's a proven blockchain. There's lots of transactions. And what these licenses do, they're called nodes, and a node actually gets paid in its native token. So if you own an Ethereum node, you get paid Ethereum tokens. If you own a Bitcoin node, it sends you Bitcoins, because a node performs functions on the blockchain. So it's either holding data, sending data, comparing data. It's used for helping with the security on the blockchain. It performs a function and it gets rewarded in its tokens. So if you hold a Grow node, you get paid Grow tokens. If you hold an aluminium node, you get paid aluminium or aluminum tokens. Okay, that's how this works. So let's have a look at the prices. Now, they've just got up because it's the start of the month. So had you been here, I said a couple of days ago, you could have got started at like $1,250, but now they've all moved up to a floor price of about $2,000. And I will tell you, when new projects come on board, and there will be more coming on board, they start at a lower price and they gravitate northwards towards a price of in around $6,000. Is generally the most expensive. There is one at $15,000. It's not available anymore. It was sold out. It'll come back again next year, and it ended up at $15,000. And then ultimately, they can go way up to $50,000 or $70,000. Was the natural gas, the NatG, has a floor price from the supplier, $70,000. We were offering that at $2,000, $3,000, $4,500. I got mine. Then it went up to $6,000. Now it's sold out. So it's incredible, the potentiality of owning the node, as is the potential of how the tokens can accumulate from these nodes. So the starting price at the moment is going to be somewhere between $2,000 and $6,000, depending on which one you fancy. If that sounds beyond your budget, don't let that alarm you. You can start, as I said, you can dip your toe in the water by getting a rental at $250. And even if $250 is a lot of money for you today, maybe 4 or 5 in the household can come together with $50 each and get started, because once you really know what you have your hands on, my understanding is you'd really want to get a lot of these nodes if you could. And there are ways, you know, by sharing this opportunity with others, that you can actually accumulate yourself an income to go and get some nodes, you know. So a node is not necessary to have to enjoy our business, but it's one of our products, and people are very excited about their potential. The big difference between buying and renting is the term of rewards that you get. So We quote 4,000 days for node rewards. However, you'll notice a little plus sign behind that 4,000. It's not actually 4,000 days. It's called a perpetual, an ongoing perpetual license. But 4,000 days, ladies and gentlemen, as one of my customers said, I don't know if I'll be around in 10 years. And I said, well, think about it this way. How lucky will your children be and your grandchildren? You know, you're creating an asset here. And this is an asset, a digital asset that produces you rewards. And these rewards ultimately can be converted to crypto and back into fiat. I would also say for those knowledgeable on blockchain and this type of technology, that these projects do convert also to what's known as an NFT. An NFT is a non-fungible token. And you've probably heard of Daft Punks and these kind of NFTs that were running around there, crazy prices. All the superstars were getting involved and acquiring these. They were going for millions of dollars. And all they were images, digital images of art, and these are known as non-fungible tokens. What we're looking at here in terms of a non-fungible token is a non-fungible token that pays you, and a non-fungible token that pays you daily and pays you ad infinitum, essentially, in one of our perpetual licenses. So this is really cool. And the NFT only occurs, I believe, about 90 days after the project sold out. So they're now in the process of converting the Black Gold project and the natural gas to NFTs at this stage, because those projects are sold out. You will from time to time find them propped up as rentals. And if rentals are available, they usually last for 60 days. I prefer the 60-day rentals. There are some of them appear there for 30 days at a time, but 60-day rental allows you to test the water. It allows you to download the free app, attach the rental license, and enjoy the benefits for those 60 days. So that's the essential differences. If I were to break down the prices, as I have done on the screen now, you'll see that the only way into a perpetual is about $2,000 at the moment. And as I say, that B.E.V., it was $1,250 just a couple of days ago. So it's gone up $750. The blocks there, you can see it down 3 from the bottom here. It was $1,500 a couple of days ago. Now it's gone up to $2,000. So again, I bought the natural gas one, which is sold out. I bought it at $4,500 within 3 weeks, and it jumped to $6,000. So I'm very lucky to get my hands on those. So that's essentially the difference between purchasing and renting. But remember, these are producing you royalties. They're producing you passive rewards every day. And what I like about it is you don't have to recruit people. You don't have to share this with anyone if you don't want. It can be your own personal business on your phone. Your phone shows you these rewards. You don't need to tell anybody. You don't, this happens without getting out of bed. This happens without any labor. We're getting involved in the agricultural business. We're getting involved in oil. We're getting involved in aluminium or natural gas. These are industries, massive industries that probably most of us aren't involved or never will be. But yes, through this system, you can enjoy the benefits of those massive industries. That's what I like. You're getting involved in real commodities, real projects, and I think that's pretty cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, that is the presentation over in terms of our product and what's available. Very, very simple. You can explain it in 10 minutes, 1 minute, or I've probably taken 20 minutes of your time at this stage. But for those of you that would like to stay on, I would like to show you another component to this whereby you might be interested in establishing your own home-based business. And don't be frightened by the word business. It's a very simple business. It's a business that you're already in. So don't be afraid. You're already in this business. You're in the business of telling people something. That's the business we're in. We're in the business of sharing. You share holiday destinations you've been on and enjoyed. Yeah, you've shared hairdressers. Who did your hair? Oh, I hear the girls talking all the time. Hey, you're sharing by the motor car you drive. You're telling your next door neighbor, hey, I like Toyota. I like I don't know, Range Rover. By the car you drive, you're advertising. By the clothes you wear. Oh, she likes Michael Kors. Oh, this guy's a Tommy Hilfiger guy. Oh, here's a Hugo Boss man. You see, the clothes you wear, that you're a walking advertising machine. and you never get paid for it. You tell people about books you've read, movies you've been to, you don't get paid for it. Well, there is an opportunity to turn that word of mouth referral, that recommendation, and it is optional, but you might consider joining what we call our brand ambassador program. It's an affiliate program where you can earn some serious money, or you can earn some average money, or you can earn a little money, or you can earn no money. Your choice. In fact, you can earn from nothing all the way up to $500,000 a week. We cap it at $500,000 a week. Don't let that big number frighten you. We have one gentleman that's already making $300,000 a week. He's been doing this for 2 years. He's 30 years old. In fact, I think I have him here. Let's have a look. His name is Viraj Patel. Last month, for instance, he made $1.2 million. And the interesting thing about that statement is that gentleman, Viraj, uses the exact same products I've shared with you on this call. That gentleman, Viraj, enjoys the same 2 companies that supply these products to us. That gentleman, Viraj, enjoys the same compensation plan as available to him, as available to you, and me. It's equal. Products are the same products he can market. The compensation plan is the same compensation plan that you and I can enjoy. The company is the same. Everything is the same. There's only one variable. And that one variable is sitting in your seat right now. You are the only variable in this whole equation. And it's up to you whether you decide to earn nothing a month, or $5 a month, or $100 a month, or $500. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to, put another disclaimer here that, don't be misled that earnings are easily achieved. No, there's a little bit of work to do. Can you see the work being done right now that the person who introduced you to this call has done? Do you call that work? You see, the person that introduced you to this call probably isn't speaking unless it was me that introduced you to the call. And that's all you have to learn to do. That's all you have to do, is get people to listen to the information and let them make their own decision. You don't have to explain this to anyone. We have the tools, we have the websites, we have the videos, we have live presentations, recorded presentations, we have company calls, Mondays and Wednesdays. You can get all the information that you need to be successful here. It's absolutely incredible. Now, that's me, the young fella there, shaking Viraj's hand. I spent 4 days with him back in September. It was October. I spent 4 days with him, and got a lot of insight to how he builds his business, what he does on a daily basis. I just couldn't believe it. At that stage, he was making $850,000 a month. And I said, you mean in a year or in a month? He says, in a month. I went, you're kidding me. In a month? Many people wouldn't make that in a lifetime. You mean in a month? He says, yep. He says, I'm going for $1 million. I'm going to be the #1 earner in the world. I says, well, fair play to you. You put it out there. I wish you the best of luck. And of course, within 2 months, he's now the top earner in the world in direct sales. The data on the site here is a third-party site, and these earnings cannot be published, #1, without the permission of the earner, but they won't publish them without documented verification, back office support, bank statements and stuff to prove that these incomes are real. Of course, I know the owner of this website, and these are 100% accurate. This gentleman, and you'll see there in the top right, is using the IX marketing plan to deliver these great results. So if that's an appetizer for you, let's show you how to start making at least some money with the compensation plan. Now, that's the compensation plan on the screen. When I saw that, I went, oh my goodness, I'm lost. Of course I was lost. All these numbers and names, it's very simple. In fact, I'm going to break it down for you as best I possibly can. On the left-hand side, it says rank. And rank is really, rank would be title, I would say. And how I, again, relate this to people I know, I would say, it's no different than you starting at work in a shop, and maybe they have you stacking the shelves, and maybe 4 months later, the manager taps you on the shoulders and, hey, you're doing a great job here. Everything, we're getting great comments from this part of the store. There's a position going as supervisor, and we'd like you to apply for that, because as a supervisor, what happens is we give you a few more responsibilities, but of course, you're going to earn more money, and you get promoted to supervisor. That's like getting promoted here to the rank of builder. And then maybe 8 months later, the manager taps us your shoulder saying, you know what, this part of the store is great. Your supervisor here, the comments coming back from the customers are fabulous. You're always on time. You're doing a great job. We'd like you to become manager of the store, and we're going to give you a pay rise. And then later on, year 3, year 4, that you become a area manager for the operation. And, you know, and just like conventional job careers or work, you do have this kind of ranking process. And here you can rank as well, all the way up to what's called elite ambassador. And you can do it fast, you can do it slow. I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I did the first 5 of them in 5 weeks. In 5 weeks, I believe I get up to the halfway up there in the first 5 weeks. So you can do it fast, you can do it slow. It's not a race. But what's important in this presentation is to explain a little bit about how the money comes to you. How do you get paid for your efforts? So it's really, really easy. There are only 4 ways to get paid. I'll probably cover most of them here. The first one is called direct sales commission. And when I saw this, I was a little bit worried. I thought, oh, I have to go out and find lots of customers here. How many customers do I need? And the good news is you don't need any more than 4 active customers. And I says, is that 4 every week? And he says, no, 4 in your whole life with a business. I said, 4 in total, not 4 in a month. No, just 4, any 4 customers. Wow. And who are these customers? It could be anybody. It could be a student, could be a nurse, could be a professional, could be a housewife. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are, what you do for a living, you know, and you can do it part-time, full-time. So when you bring a client to the business, the first thing they might do is a subscription. Now, there are 3 subscriptions. We have a $10 subscription. We have a $115 and a $145. I'm going to base this presentation on the $145 model because it's the best, of course. And of course, I'm going to show you a way how we can negate that $145. We can show you with just a handful of customers that can be not a concern of yours at all. So what happens is when someone takes out a subscription, you get paid $15 for each one of them. So if you had 1 customer, you get $115. If you had 10 customers, you get $10, $15. But on the screen, you've only got 4 because that's all you ever need. As long as they're active, you're getting $15. And that's not once. That's for the rest of your time in the program and their time in the program. Every month they pay, you get paid. Every month, over and over again, essentially for the rest of your day. So that's called an over and over. You could call it a residual income. It keeps recurring. You don't have to go and find 4 more customers. The same 4 customers will do. So it's very important to share this with people you like, people you care about, people you want to work with. Now, in addition to this subscription, these customers want to get a license, or maybe they want to get lots of licenses. So I'll keep it simple. If they rent a node, a license, you get $10. So let's say this student rents 1 node, you get $10 on top of the 15. And then let's say next month he rents another one, you get another $10. And let's say the next month he rents 2, you're going to get $20. And let's say this lady here, let's say she starts off renting 10 nodes, you're going to get $100. Let's say this guy takes no nodes. He's not interested in the nodes. He's interested in the education. He's interested in the other products that we have. So he doesn't take any nodes. And let's say this lady here, she buys a debt license. She buys a debt license, you get paid $300. If she buys any of the other licenses, that's the perpetual license, you get somewhere between $30 and $100. So the good news is anytime one of your personal customers either takes a subscription, either rents or buys a node, you make money over and over again. If they keep buying them over and over again, you're going to make this money over and over again. But the real takeaway here is you don't need to be a salesperson. That's the good news. If I was speaking to 100 people on this call, I would say out of 100, maybe 5 would be sales type. The 95 don't like selling, don't want to sell. And that's the good news here. There's no selling. Certainly with 4 customers, there's no selling. In my own household here, without going out the front door, I was able to get 3 customers in the house. So anyway, let's tell you about the first promotion. The first promotion is on your way to those 4, you're going to end up with 3. Isn't that correct? The computer is going to pick up that you've expanded the business. And it's going to reward you with an apprentice bonus. It's going to give you $100 every month as well. As well as what? As well as the 15s and the 10s and all that other stuff. So with only 3 clients in your business, it's a small business, but now your home-based business is effectively broken even. You paid, let's say in this example, $145, and now you've got back 3 15s, which is $45 plus your $100. That's every month. So imagine having a business with no overheads. You think of the businesses out there that have rent to pay, rates to pay, staff to pay, products to develop, marketing, wages, all of that carry on with a conventional business, costs tens of thousands to run a business. Here, $145 gives you an international business and all your products included. Yeah, access to your products included. And with 3 customers, your business is at break-even point. That's a very important component of the compensation plan. Now, you can build 2 teams, one on the left side, one on the right. What's this about? It's just the way the software starts to reward you. A bit like having 2 basketball teams. You have a left team and you have the right team. And what you might do is, the student starts in the business. So let's say you placed him on the left team. Let's say the nurse then joins 2 days later. You can put her on the right team. You can put her also on the left team, but it's your choice. So you're starting these 2 teams. If I was building a soccer team, I would get 2 goalkeepers, put one here and one over here. Then I would start getting some backs to help the goalkeeper to build a team. Then I would look for some midfield players. Then I'll look for some strikers. So you build 2 teams, a left team and a right team. And in doing so, you're starting to get the next income. The next income I want to talk about is the rank bonus. And with a very small team, I'm going to say 6 or 8 customers in the whole team, you're going to put yourself in a position where the company would pay you $87.50 every Friday. Okay, every Friday. So in a month, 4 Fridays, we'll call it, you'd make $350 for the month, and you'd get $100. Do you remember that one as well? That's for the first 3. But when the team grows to about 7 or 8, you'll get yourself about $500 a month. Now, $500 a month for a very little business is quite exceptional. I really like this component. My mortgage last year increased as interest rates went up in this part of the world by slightly more than $500 a month. Went up by that much extra. And the bank wasn't going to pay it for me. The government wasn't going to pay it for me. My next door neighbor wasn't going to pay it for me. The only one responsible to pay it was myself. So here, starting a little business from home, within my first day, or I'm going to say day, maybe second day, I'd earned $500 in the business. And that's, wow, there's the increase in my mortgage already covered. And this goes on and on. Every week you do this, every week you get paid that $87.50. Of course, if you're more entrepreneurial, you'd like to get $200 a week, well, you need the team to be a little bigger, maybe 20 customers in total. But the good news, guys, is you don't need to get the 20 customers. That's from everybody included. So if we look at this, let's say this guy put in 3 customers, 1, 2, 3. You didn't. You put him in, but he put those 3 in. This lady, she put 3 customers into the business. This lady here put 3 customers in. A small team, maybe 20 customers in total, you could qualify for $200 every week. And that's $800 a month. Plus this 100 up here is $900 a month. Plus there's a more bonus than this. I'm only showing you this one now. I would respectfully suggest you'd be making about $1,000 a month with a team of in around 20 customers. Not bad. I do a flip chart presentation that kind of illustrates this in a different way. The only reason I'm putting these on slides is to make it more duplicatable, rather than you having a pen and paper and draw the thing out. But maybe if you can get your hands on one of my training videos, I'll show you systematically how to develop these kind of incomes. If you'd like $500 a week, that's $26,000 a year. It's just the same thing. Building the team gets bigger and bigger, and the more volume, we call it PV, goes through your team, you start earning these rewards. You can earn right up to $2,000 a week. $2,000 a week is $104,000 a year. We've quite a few people already doing that already. It's not difficult. And the other thing is, you can do all of those sales essentially on one side of this structure. It doesn't have to be balanced. You don't have to have half of the volume over on this team and half on this team. No, you will need 1 or 2 on one side anyway. And all of this volume can come from one side. And that's really brilliant, that you can build everybody helping everybody. You see, when this gentleman down here at the bottom with the pink tie gets started, guess who wins? The guy above him, the guy above him, the guy above him, this lady in the red, this gentleman here, this guy here, this girl. Everybody can enjoy these volumes from our network bonus And then if you want to enjoy it from rank bonus, it's got to come from your team with inside this one-sided structure. So you might not understand it, but all I'm telling you is it's great news. It's really, really good news. And then the last bonus, and we're done, is what we call the network bonus. So let's say you build your one side of your structure up and you're making $500 a week, or you're making $1,000 or $2,000 a week. That demonstrates that you know how to build these teams. And then what you would do is you move over to the left team and start competing with the right team. You'd start helping that lady and this lady develop a similar team on the other side. And what happens now is the software says, okay, I see new volume or new PV coming in over here. And the software will automatically pay you 10% of all the PV volume on PV is points value. Every product has a points value. So let's say you had 50,000 PV happening over here, or let's call it $50,000 of business happening over here, but only $25,000 of business or 25,000 PV sales over here. You would get 10% of that this week. So 10% of 25,000 is $2,500 this week. And all of these sales can come from all of these people. You know, they don't have to come from you. You can get it started, but this can include volume spilt over by an active upline. Now, you don't always get that, so don't rely on it. You need to create the spillover, but there are exceptional occasions when your active upline will put business into your sales team as well, and you can get the benefit of that from this network bonus. Now, that 10% is pretty good. This is where we're capped at $500,000 a week. So let's say that it ends up that this grows to 1,000 customers over here and 500 customers over here. If these 1,000 customers, you know, do 1,000 each by, you know, or 2,000 each, you know, it's incredible what volume can happen within these structures. And every Thursday at midnight, the computer software does a quick check. It adds up the number, it checks your rank and says, okay, we'll pay you 10%, 15, or 20. And that's dependent on your rank. So everybody qualifies for 10, but if you'd like to get 15%, you need to move up to what we call the influencer rank. And then if you want to get 20% of this volume, you move up again in the ranks. But it's all done for you. Again, you don't have to understand this. Why? Because the software just pays you. You know, as the business grows, the teams come in, the volume goes, it calculates on a Thursday night and it pays you on a Friday. So that's all pretty cool. I will say it is capped at $500,000 a week. Remember, our friend Viraj is making $2 million a month. No, he's making $1.2 million a month. Sorry for that. $1.2 million a month. He's making about $300,000 a week. So if his business doubles up, he's going to be capped at $500,000 a week. And he's looking forward to that. Imagine getting capped at something like that. Again, don't let me suggest that high earnings are easily achieved. It's down to the time, the effort, the skills, and how you develop your business. But you can learn it over time. You can attend our trainings. And all I wish you every success. I hope you make the right decision. I hope you attend all presentations as often as you possibly can to get an insight to this. But the good news is you can make the money as you're learning it. So we call that you can earn as you learn. You don't have to learn all this first and say, okay, now that I understand it, I'm ready to get started. No, you can't drive a car and they put you into the seat and go, start driving. You go, what? I don't know what to do. Stick your left foot down, move that over there, push this forward, hey, put that seatbelt on. Hey, look at that mirror. No, look at the mirror in the door. No, look at the passenger mirror. Hey, turn over your shoulder. No, turn this here, dude. I mean, it's getting very complicated, you know, and the car jumps forward, you know, it gets very awkward, but do it and do it and do it. And all of a sudden it starts to go. And now you drive, for those of you that do drive, subconsciously, you don't have to think about it. Everything's automatic. You turn on the indicator before the junction, everything just flows. And same here. You don't have to understand this to get started. Just say, I like what I'm hearing, I'm in. And the only question that the person that invited you to ask needs, have you already decided which nodes you'd like or how many of them you'd like? Would you like to buy them? Would you like to rent them? Let's get you started. That's the conversation you need to have with the person that brought you here. Please get back to them right now after the presentation. And there's not much else for me to say other than you can get paid by bank deposit. You can get paid by PayPal. That's how I get paid. I use the PayPal option. I believe it depends on which jurisdiction or country you're from, because this goes out to a global audience. You can also get paid in USDT, that's the digital dollar, and Bitcoin if you prefer. So, and I would again assume that when this MasterCard becomes available to us, that there will be the potential not only to put your daily tokens over onto that device, you'll be able to probably put these earnings from this part of the business in. Please remember, you don't have to do this part. This is just for those that want to market and build a business from home. You can become a customer. You can enjoy the benefits that we showed in the first part of the project, where your phone can show you these daily rewards that you're receiving. And that's a passive daily reward system there, which is brilliant. Lots of people love that also. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back Monday, Wednesdays, and most Fridays, not every Friday. So do check the Telegram groups. Do find when we're on. And again, I look forward to seeing you all again next time you're on board with us. Thank you, and have a very good rest of your day. Bye-bye.